What's going on? This is Caleb Graham from calebgrahammarketing.com. In this lesson, I want to talk about the importance of having an established place of value your prospects can always count on. So I'm just going to jump right into the key points for the lesson. Number one, think about restaurants, stores, etc. that you personally frequent or visit often. This is only possible because they've planted themselves in one spot, and you can always count on them still being there. Many times I've made the mistake of changing my domain, my website name, etc., my YouTube channel, and I've messed this process up. Nobody had a set place, a solidified place where I was planted, where they could count on getting value from me. This is akin to Walmart spending a year building a neighborhood market in your area and then removing it to where you could never settle on or be sure of whether it was going to be there or where one was going to even be. Because if they tear down one of them, who knows where they're going to tear it down again or where it might be at that point. So basically it lowers trust and reliability, which ultimately spills over into your prospect's perception of what it may be like to buy from you. Needless to say, we want that perception to be great, right? So if they can't trust and rely on you to have a stable place of value, and it's always changing or it's not stable or solidified, that's like a foreshadowing, like in a movie or a story. It's like a foreshadowing of what they can expect in business with you once they spend money. And you want them to have a great feeling about what that might be like instead of being on edge, like uncertain or kind of shaky about it. And this is another benefit to having an established place of value they can count on. So not only does establishing and solidifying a place of value build trust by showing your consistency and commitment, but it allows for a continued flow of traffic back to your content because people now trust that you'll be there whenever they need some more value on whichever topic or topics you consistently share content about. So it's like coming and getting a refill. It's like they can just top off and get more. It's like pumps at a gas station where you go and you just expect to be able to refill your car. There's no doubt in your mind. You just go and refill, whether it's a racetrack or a QT or whatever it may be, wherever you fuel up. It's just like that. It's just established. It's not going anywhere. And you can count on being able to top off or get a refill or fill up, right? That's exactly what you want to have for your prospects and potential clients, so they can just come at their leisure, and for example, like you might come and get gas somewhere and not even walk in the building. They might not even know at that gas station that you came and got gas and left, except for financially they're going to get the payment, but the people who work in there may not see you, right? You can come get gas and then be on about your way. But moving on to the next point, because this is going to tie in, that example I'm adding as well about the fuel is going to tie in as well here. So this cycle of people continuously returning creates a situation where, without having to run any new ads, write any new broadcast emails to your list, etc., people on their own terms and of their own accord visit your solidified, established place of value. This could be a combination of your YouTube channel, your blog, website, Instagram, etc., but the overall brand is congruent. For example, mine is calebgrahammarketing.com, and it's not going to deviate from this. I've learned my lesson. However, the content I share here is also the same content I put on YouTube videos, Instagram snippets or reels, and so on. The point is this: it's Caleb Graham Marketing everywhere. This is the place of value which I've established. It's got multiple channels of distribution in multiple places where I can help and impact prospects with my content, but it's under that one umbrella that people can count on. So I realized all this when I sat down to eat at an Arby's. I knew in my mind what meal I wanted before I even showed up. And I had no doubt in my mind that the same polite and kind guy would be there at the counter taking orders. Sure enough, when I got there, they hadn't demolished the building and changed location. And I was able to walk in, give my predetermined order to the guy, and enjoy my meal. But this is only possible because at one point in time, a collective combination of firm decisions were made. Here's what we're going to offer. Here's what we're going to do. Here's how we're going to do it. Here's where we're going to be, and so on. Granted, it's not convenient to destroy and rebuild an entire building off the interstate, but the point is the same. We shouldn't change up our place of value online any more than a brick and mortar business changes their menu and location. So lastly, think about this. Making it a place of value, whether or not you have a product or service you can direct these prospects to yet, right? It's great if you have something you can point them to sell, but as long as you know who your ideal prospect and client is, you can begin providing value to them and building this asset for yourself and this reliable source of value for those people. You can go ahead and get the ball rolling, creating the content, giving the value, things that would help and be of benefit to those who are your ideal prospects and clients, because later on you can use that asset to direct that traffic and direct those people to whatever that may be, but the asset remains intact and you can point that asset, to different things at different times. And that's why it's a good idea also to create the content as something freely given, where you're not calling them to action at the end. So there's calls to action, which is a very common thing that you see in marketing, which is like, click the link below now, sign up below, stuff like that. But if you just don't do all of that and just give the value, not only does that position you to have an asset where you can direct the traffic to whatever in the future, as opposed to being boxed in. Because let's say you have an offer right now for one target market, one specific maybe aspect or niche within the overall ideal prospect you have. But let's say you switch up the offer a little bit, or switch up, your sub niche, or the more refined, detailed target market within the target market, if that makes sense. If you pivot in that way, you still have an asset that you can use to pivot in that way, because there were no firm calls to action like click the link down below to sign up for my course on email marketing and paid advertising. For example, this is a marketing blog, and if I said something like that and I said, hey, if you were interested, click the link down below to get the course or whatever on email marketing and paid ads. And what if I said that in every single video for 1,000 videos, and then I changed my whole core offer to a copywriting service? Well, now I've got 1,000 videos with a call to action in it to something that I'm no longer doing. Whereas if I just left it to be freely given content where it was just, hey, thanks for checking it out, I hope it helped, and I'll talk to y'all later, and then you end it, now you're in a position where you can change the links, you can change whatever, and the people that are gonna watch that content, they're gonna feel like they've been given so much value, and it's gonna trip them out a little bit. It's gonna be a little bit of a pattern interrupt from their normal routine. It's gonna break that pattern where they're like, well, he didn't even try to sell me anything. And then they're gonna, of their own accord, of their own initiative, just like point 5 here, they're gonna do these things on their own. And it's gonna be that much more powerful when they do click on your link or find your product and service, because they're gonna feel it's all of their own accord, their own decisions, And that, my friend, is extremely powerful because it taps into a principle of micro commitments and commitment and consistency that builds momentum of that ideal prospecting client in your direction to buy your stuff. So hope you found this video helpful, and according to the principle that I just shared with you, I'm going to end this by saying thanks for checking it out, and talk to y'all later. Thanks for visiting CalebGrahamMarketing.com. Peace.